Welcome to the NMAA Seating and Selection Show for 8-man and Class 2A football. This is where we release the bracket and announce the postseason matchups. First things first, let's review the seating and selection process. You may have seen the instructional video on our website about the seating process and how it works. If you missed it, let me give you a crash course. The following criteria is used to determine a team's seed. We look at finish in regular season district play, head-to-head matchups, wins against district championship teams, regardless of class, overall record, max preps rankings, and member school input. Now that's the coach's input and ranking. There is no input given by the NMAA. Let me repeat that. No input given by the NMAA. It's all data driven. There is no bias for or against any school or team. If you would like to watch a tutorial video on how it's determined, as I mentioned, go to our website, nmact.org, and check it out. It spells it out step by step on how the process works. We all good with the seating process? You got it? Good. Let's get right to it. You didn't click on this show to hear me talk all night, right? We will start with 8-man football, and the top seed goes to TATUM. They are the defending state champs, and they are led by head coach Gary Richardson. They have an 8-1 record this season, and they won their district for the first time in a long time. Their only loss is to Melrose. The two teams split this year. Melrose won the first meeting 42-6, and TATUM returned the favor a month later, 32-14. TATUM has good size, speed, and strength on the line. TATUM, as I mentioned, won their district championship. They've posted 5 shutouts this season. Quarterback Sebastian Jimenez has thrown for over 900 yards and 17 scores. So let's take a look at the 8-man bracket. Here are the matchups. It's an 8-team bracket for 8-man football. Funny how that works out, right? TATUM will get Rama in the first round. The winner will take on either Logan or Mountaineer. That's the 4-5 matchup. On the other side of the bracket, there's Melrose. They're the 3 seed. The Buffaloes get Magdalena in the opening round. Melrose beat Magdalena in week 2 of the season. Dora is the 7 seed. They are led by head coach Chris Lozano. Joseph Uraste led the team with 16 total touchdowns. Hayden Padgett is their leading receiver with 7 scores. And Dora will take on 2 seed Manal. Now the Manal Panthers ran through the regular season undefeated. 6 of their 11 players on the roster are seniors. Now, I want to point out another interesting fact about their roster. They have 2 players from Egypt and 1 from Colombia. Some international flavor in that bunch. They moved some players around at new positions, and those players seem to handle it well. Quarterback Cody Leslie and running back Benjamin Morales are both new to their positions. They finished the regular season with a shutout win over Magdalena on Friday night. The last time Manal lifted the blue trophy was back in 1991.
It's been 20 years since the last time we've done something like that, but we feel that these are the boys that can take us there, and it's just a matter of us staying focused and playing the kind of game we need to play.
I definitely think it's a possibility for us to make it back to the state title game. As Coach Baca mentioned, we haven't been in any sort of district championship, state championship game in 20 years. So I think this is definitely the year that we're going to make things happen, at least on some front.
We've had something this year that I haven't seen in the previous years. We definitely had maturity in the previous years, but I think we have a little more humility this year, and that's what's going to take us further, just taking one game at a time. And I believe that's how we're going to make it to the state championship.
Now let's move on to Class 2A. Eunice is the 2-time defending state champ. Earlier this season, they suffered their first loss since 2016. They have a new head coach, but like they say in the UFC, and still number 1. Eunice earned the number 1 seed. The Cardinals are 8-1. Their only loss was a 33-26 defeat at the hands of Tularosa back in September. The Cardinals won state titles the past 2 years. They're going for a three-peat under first-year head coach Greg Jackson. Now this team, with some solid senior leadership, has embraced Jackson and the new coaching staff, and they have not missed a beat from the previous 2 years. Quarterback Mason Caperton has thrown for over 2,400 yards and 36 touchdowns. Avante Stevens has been his primary target with over 1,100 yards receiving and 17 scores. Lake Arthur and Gateway Christian won 3 straight football titles in 2013, and Eunice hopes to pull off the triple play this year.
It'd be an awesome feat for the kids and for the community, for the school. For me, it'd be very validating that they hired the right person for the job when it came open, at the end of the last school year. So there's a lot riding on it. So we're going to try to do the best to make sure we can make it happen.
So Eunice gets a bye. In fact, the top 4 seeds all get a first-round rest. They are Lordsburg, Texaco, and Fort Sumner House. Lordsburg won it all in 2016. Fort Sumner House had a perfect season in 2017. The Texaco Wolverines have come a long way under first-year head coach Bob Gilbreth. Quarterback Gabe Dickerman has thrown 12 touchdowns and rushed for another 6. They have several different athletes who can make plays. The Wolverines have 7 different players who have scored rushing touchdowns this year. Defensively, they've been consistent. Texaco won it all in 2008, and getting back there would be quite an accomplishment.
Winning a state championship is a tremendous honor. I've been fortunate to be there before. With this team, it would be exceptionally overwhelming just because we're all new. This is my first year as the head coach at Texaco, and these kids have done a tremendous job of buying into the vision that I had coming in, and we've really gelled and come together. I think it would be, just a great honor for these young men and a memory that'll last a lifetime. So hopefully we can make a good run and let the chips fall where they may.
Let's take a look at that 2A bracket. Eunice will await the winner of Escalante and Santa Rosa. That's the 8-9 matchup. The other first-round matchups are Estancia and Loving, Newcomb and Capitan, and Hagerman and Jow. Remember, the first-round matchups will be played at the home field of the better seed. So Escalante, Estancia, Newcomb, and Hagerman will all be hosting games, and so will Eunice, Fort Sumner House, Texaco, and Lordsburg. There it is, the 8-man and 2A football brackets, all official. Don't forget, as we approach the state championships, the title games can be seen on the NFHS network, so get a subscription and log on so you can watch those championship games. That's going to do it for this football seeding and selection show for 8-man football in Class 2A. When are you going to announce the other classes, JP? Glad you asked, right? Saturday night, November 2nd, is when we will release the brackets for classes 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A. That is Saturday night. The place to see the brackets released first is right here, Saturday night. It's the official bracket. Until then, the rest is just speculation. So click on our website Saturday night to watch the official bracket released first. Until then, thanks for watching, and remember to compete with class.